Hello friends, and welcome back to Random Hearts, and welcome to our living room, or as many people around our area call it, the front room. This is a space that we use pretty frequently. In fact, my husband and I will drink coffee in here in the mornings, and this is where we greet our guests. So we do spend a good amount of time in this room, but it stays fairly clean. And a lot of times when I have a guest come over to my house, they will think I'm a very tidy or almost super clean person. But the truth is, I hate cleaning, and I rarely clean some of my spaces. In fact, the space we're sitting in right now needs a clean, and it doesn't look it right now. But if you get up close, you'll notice there's a lot of dust. It hasn't been vacuumed in over a month. But there are some practices and some habits that we have implemented in our home that help us to keep our space looking tidy without a lot of cleaning. So let's go over those 10 practices and habits. One of the first things that we thought about when we were coming up with this list was the fact that we remove our shoes. It is not a cultural thing, but we do feel it is one of the best practices for keeping your house a little more tidy. If you think about it, it's kind of like when Mr. Rogers came onto set every single time. He would come in with a pair of shoes and then remove those shoes to put on a pair of house shoes. We do basically the same thing in our house. We have a storage space out in our garage where we can sit and take off all of our shoes. We have storage space for all of our shoes, anything that has hit the ground or has been outside. So those shoes are removed out in the garage. We come in with socks, or we will wear house shoes. I do have exercise shoes in the house, and I do wear those pretty frequently. So if you see me with shoes on in my house, those are my house shoes. We ask our guests to do the same. We have a sign over our door that politely asks them to remove their shoes. Most people are very accommodating, and they will do just that. We do ask that if they have sandals on during the summertime, that we will give them a pair of socks to wear while they're in the house, because the oils and dirts on your feet will also cause problems for your carpets. It's some of the reason why I can go an entire month without vacuuming, because we do remove shoes before we come into our home. Number 2 is pretty much a preventative measure. This is cleaning up after yourself when you make a mess. So if we do have a guest that comes to our house and they've got muddy shoes and it makes a mess by the front door, we're going to clean that up immediately. We're not going to let it sit or harden or get tracked other places in the house. The same thing goes in the kitchen. If I am cooking and I make a mess or I have a spill, I'm going to immediately clean that up. I'm not going to let it get baked on. I'm not going to let it get spilled any further than where it's contained right now. I want to make sure that that doesn't make a bigger mess than it already has made. So cleaning up your messes immediately, not letting them harden on or get stuck on, that is a huge practice. Don't let things go. It takes 5 seconds to wipe something up, and it might take you a whole minute to 2 minutes to clean something up that has hardened on. So take the time now, clean it up while you still can. This is also a preventative measure and a great practice for keeping your mail from piling up. When we get our mail, we bring it in and we immediately go through it. I have a little tiny countertop right over our garbage can, and I stand there and I open envelopes. I will go through those envelopes, and anything that is trash immediately goes into the garbage bin. If there is anything that needs to be shredded, I will take that up to the office, where I will shred it immediately. Anything that needs to be dealt with or to do goes into our to-do file, and anything that needs to be filed away for further keeping, that needs to go into a file. Those are both on the wall in the office. Now, we do make sure that packages are dealt with as well in the same manner. So do not sit mail, packages, anything on the counter, on the stove, on the table. Don't sit them down. Deal with them immediately. Make sure they go to where they need to be dealt with. If you cannot deal with it right that second, don't even pick it up. Don't take it out of the mailbox. Number 4 is to reduce or eliminate surface clutter. Now that can be both vertical and horizontal surfaces. I want to make sure that when you come into my home, it feels inviting and not chaotic. So you'll notice on my walls, I have some curated pieces of art, some photographs, but I do not have all my walls plastered with artwork. I want to make sure that that's visually appealing and not chaotic, because chaos does make you think that it's untidy. The same thing goes for my refrigerator. I don't keep coupons or notes or things like that on my refrigerator door, because those will also make the space feel untidy. I do have a space in my kitchen where I keep that kind of stuff, and it is behind closed doors, so you don't see it every single day. It's there when I need it. And if you'd like to watch that video, I'll share that up in the cards right here. But keeping those vertical spaces from getting cluttered can help you from having that chaotic feeling that makes the space feel untidy. The same thing goes for your horizontal spaces. That would be any kind of countertop, tabletop, or dresser top. Anything that you can sit something on very easily. You want to make sure that you're not putting too many things on that space, because the more clutter you put on that space, the more it will create clutter. Clutter does create more clutter. The more you put something there, the more people think that they can put things there as well. So we have a dresser in our bedroom. It has one plant on it. It never has anything else on it, and that is the way it stays, because we know that all that goes on that dresser top is that plant. And if you have those kind of built-in rules in your brain, you won't put things there because you know it doesn't belong there. And that's how we keep our spaces on our surfaces, both vertical and horizontal, from making our home look untidy. Number 5 is to remove product labels and tags. When you buy something from the store, you're being marketed to, and that product has a label on it so that it will stand out on the shelf and jump straight into your cart. That way they can earn some money from you, and you can get the product that you are visually attracted to. But when you bring that product home, you do not need to keep that label on there anymore. You do not need to keep the tags. And I have seen so many people that keep tags on things that they probably should have taken off. They become visually overwhelming, just like wall art or things on a refrigerator. It becomes too much, and it does feel dirty and overwhelming. So it doesn't feel tidy anymore. So easily removing all of those product labels and stickers is something that's very important. You're not going to go to jail, even though the pillowcase says that it's going to happen. It's not going to happen. You are the consumer. You have the ability to take those product labels off and to make your home tidier. It also helps to label your things and put them into different containers. I've talked about decanting before. I'll link that video up in the cards right here. But taking things out of their original packaging can sometimes also help with keeping it from being too visually overwhelming. That way it doesn't feel untidy. It feels clean and cohesive, and everything has the same label, and the same product is in the same type of container, and it doesn't feel like you're looking at a grocery store shelf. So keeping those product labels off, removing tags, and keeping everything in forward-facing positions so that you can find things easier, that is one of the easiest ways to keep your home tidy. The next thing we do that keeps our homes feeling more clean and tidy is to keep all of our cords and power cables as hidden as possible. You'll notice in my kitchen that I hide things behind other things. So I've got my electrical outlets in my kitchen, and I've got a couple things plugged in, but you won't notice them right away because you notice the other things around them first. The same thing goes for cords and cables on tables and electronics. You want to make sure that you're hiding those as much as possible. It visually keeps that clutter from looking so disastrously chaotic that that's what your eye is drawn to. You don't want to draw your eye to those things. You want to keep your eye on the things that are more beautiful in your home. And power cables are definitely not that beautiful. They're a necessary evil, but they don't need to be seen. Number 7 is to make sure that you're putting your laundry away. Now that does include both dirty and clean laundry. So if we have dirty laundry, that laundry does not go on the floor, not ever. It goes straight to a laundry hamper. I have one in our bedroom that I use off of that bathroom. It is hidden behind a door. You don't normally see it when you walk in, but my bathroom does not have enough space to hold a laundry hamper, so that is the most logical place for that one. My husband also has a hamper down in his bathroom, but it is in a closed cupboard, and so he can put his stuff in there just as soon as he gets out of the shower. The easiest way to take care of dirty laundry is to make sure you have a basket or a bin for those to go into, or a laundry hamper, as soon as you take them off. So whatever is the most logical place for that laundry, where you are taking it off, that's where you should have a hamper. Now, when you have clean laundry, I have shared my laundry room before, and I will link that up in the cards right now if you'd like to go watch that tour. But when we toured my laundry closet, you did not see a laundry basket because I do not own one. I have found that if I have a laundry basket, I tend to put laundry into it and it never comes back out. And it's usually clean laundry, it's usually folded, but I don't put it away. And for some reason, when it's in a basket, it feels like it's already been put away, and I don't want it to feel that way because it's not yet. So as soon as I get done with a load of laundry, I have pulled it out of the dryer and I have folded it, I immediately go and put it away. That way I do not have piles of laundry sitting everywhere, and our house stays neater and cleaner and tidier because our laundry is all taken care of. This next practice is to have a home for everything and to take that item back to its home every single time. So every morning I blow dry my hair and use my hairbrush, but they do not belong in my bathroom. They actually go in the hall closet. And so I need to take those to that hall closet right away as soon as I am done using them, because if I do not, then that clutter gets in the way, or it will create more clutter and more items will start piling up on my tiny little countertop. So I want to make sure that I am getting all of that clutter put away, all of those items back to their home immediately. It also helps with finding things. If you've got a home for everything and you put it away every single time, it will take you little to no time to find the items in your home. You will find everything quickly because it is in the same spot every single time. Now, we have stairs in our home, and sometimes you will see an item at the bottom of my stairs that is waiting to go one direction or the other. That is our drop zone. If I don't have time to take something to the upper floor or the lower floor, I will leave it at the base of the stair, and that tells me that needs to go to its location upstairs or downstairs. Now, a lot of people will use a basket. I don't like having a basket there, but I just set it on the stair, and then if I do go up, I will take that item with me and put it away. But keeping things in their place, making sure they get back every single time, that keeps your home way more tidier than anything else. And I honestly think I probably should have put this higher on the list. But let's move on to the next one. Number 9 is to make your bed as close to daily as possible. Anytime you come into your room or your bed space, you're going to see a clean bed, and it will immediately make you feel good that you've accomplished something. Remember, you start your day in your bed and you end your day in your bed, and there is a lot to say about making sure that space is clean and tidy, and making your bed can be one of the easiest ways to keep it tidy. Now, I can make my bed in about a minute and a half. During the summer months, it's a little easier. In the winter time, I have a few extra blankets, and it takes a little extra time to make that bed. But some people can get it down to like 30 seconds. And all it takes is just pulling those blankets up, making sure those pillows are straight, and it will go from a messy, chaotic, disastrous looking mess to a clean, tidy space that almost instantly changes the way the room feels. So make your bed. The 10th and final habit or practice that we have in our home that helps it to stay a lot cleaner and tidier without a lot of work is to keep up on the dishes. Now you might think to yourself, that sounds like a lot of work, but it really is not. We don't eat but one large meal a day, and it's usually in the evening hours, which is why my husband does the dishes at night. Right after our last meal of the day, he will do the dishes and make sure that the kitchen counters are clean, the stovetop is clean, and the table is clean. That makes sure everything in the kitchen looks good, and sparkly for the next morning, and so we can start the day all over again. It also helps that our house stays clean during the early morning hours, and if we have a guest or somebody pop by, we don't have to worry about the kitchen looking dirty. There's only going to be a couple of things on the counter. You probably didn't even notice them when I panned through the kitchen earlier, but my breakfast dishes were there, and so was my lunch. But I hope this video has been helpful for you. These are some of the things that we were, as we sat down and thought about it, some of these things are just kind of no-brainers for us, but they're things that we do on a regular basis that help our home stay much cleaner. And it always looks like it's clean and tidy, even though it's really not. Like I said earlier, I know that my floors are not clean. And anybody that says they could eat off my floors is crazy. I'm actually going to vacuum here in a few minutes and do a quick little dust. And that's all I would do if I had a friend coming over. If someone was going to pop over and I only had 5 minutes or 10 minutes to spare, I would pull out the vacuum, I would pull out my dusting cloth, and I would quickly dust and vacuum those areas I know they're going to be in, and then I will work on the hardcore cleaning on other days. But I hope this video has been helpful for you. If you have liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, leave those in the comment section down below. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. We would love to hear from you, and we would love to have you part of our community. We hope you're having a lovely day wherever you are, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.